There's a weakness that destroys men quietly. It doesn't make headlines. It doesn't scream. But it bleeds your power out of you until there's nothing left. It's the need to explain, to justify, to convince. And if you don't kill this disease, it will kill everything in you that makes you a man. The silent killer of masculine power. Why do men explain? Because they want to be understood. Because they want to be liked. Because deep down, they seek validation. But listen carefully. Every time you explain too much, you confess your weakness. Every extra word says, "Please accept me. Please approve of me." You think you're clarifying. You think you're being polite. You think you're winning her respect. But you're not. You're lowering yourself with every syllable. You're telling the world, you need permission to exist. The strongest men don't argue. Look at the most dangerous men in history. The kings. The warriors. The men who built empires. Do you think they explained themselves? No. They spoke once. And the world moved. Because power isn't in paragraphs. It's in presence. It's in certainty. The more you explain, the more you prove you're unsure. The more you justify, the more you reveal you're insecure. Understand this. When you're certain, you don't beg people to see it. You let reality speak. Why you talk too much? You talk because silence feels uncomfortable. You explain because you fear rejection. You overclarify because you don't trust yourself. But here's the harsh truth. People don't respect the man who overexplains. They use him. They laugh at him. They forget him. Why? Because a man who explains too much exposes his hunger. Hunger for approval. Hunger for belonging. Hunger to be liked. And hunger is weakness. In the jungle of life, the hungry man gets eaten. Women don't respect the explainer. Let's be real. You think she wants the man who constantly explains his decisions? Who justifies his actions like a boy begging not to be punished? No. She wants a man who speaks with finality. Who says, "This is what we're doing," and moves without apology. Because women test men for strength. And over-explaining is failure. It's bending. It's pleading. It's asking for permission with words, when you should be commanding with action. Stop talking. Start leading. Frame beats explanation every time. Every extra word weakens you. Read that again. Every extra word weakens you. Because in the masculine world, power is measured in scarcity. Scarcity of words. Scarcity of reactions. Scarcity of explanations. The king doesn't give reasons. He gives orders. The general doesn't debate. He dictates. The man who knows his worth never argues with those beneath his purpose. You know why? Because explaining too much is energy spent convincing the blind. And the blind will never see. The psychology of power. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is dominance. When you're silent, the other person fills the void with their own fear, their own assumptions, their own imagination. And imagination is powerful. More powerful than any argument you could craft. Think of it. A man who speaks little makes the room lean in. A man who floods the room with words makes people lean back. Which one do you want to be? The gravity they move toward? Or the noise they run from? Stop explaining. Start deciding. Decide, then move. No disclaimers. No endless reasons. No seeking permission from people who will never understand your vision. The man who explains too much dies by 1,000 words. The man who moves in silence conquers without lifting his voice. You want respect? Be decisive. Speak less. Do more. You want power? Master restraint. Not everything deserves a response. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every challenge deserves your energy. You owe nobody an explanation for your standards. Your mission needs no explanation. Your boundaries need no explanation. Your life choices need no explanation. Because the moment you start explaining, you open the door for negotiation. And when you negotiate your standards, you've already lost. The strong man says, "This is who I am. This is where I'm going. You can walk with me, or watch me." That's it. No paragraph. No pleading. No essays and DMs trying to prove your worth. Silence is a weapon. Learn to sit in silence. Learn to smile when they demand answers you don't know. Learn to nod when they insult what they don't understand. Because a man who can control his tongue can control his life. And a man who can master silence is untouchable. Your silence will burn louder than your words ever could. Your stillness will scream confidence in a world addicted to noise. Here's the reality check. You think people care about your explanations? They don't. They're not listening. They're waiting for their turn to speak. Or worse, they're judging you while you pour your heart out. Stop bleeding your energy into black holes. Stop wasting breath on ears that will never hear. Stop letting your need to be understood make you weak. Final command. Speak with purpose. Act with certainty. And when the world demands you explain, let your results do the talking. Because men who explain too much stay small. Men who bleed in silence become legends. Never forget this. Your silence is more powerful than their approval. Use it. Live it. And never, ever, be the man who explains too much.